coming down to my mat today to chat to you. Welcome and thank you for rolling out your mat and sharing your time with me. Today we're working on the heart centre and the heart chakra, which means we'll be bending, using back bends to open the front of the body, the heart itself, creating a sense of lightness, of joy, a feel-good factor. Occasionally stuff that you're holding on to can bubble up to the surface, and letting it go is really important. So if you find yourself reconnecting with past events or something that you've totally forgotten about, just acknowledge it and then let it go, and then come back to sharing your time with me. So back bends, awesome things. They energize, they create space, they lengthen the front body. Bearing in mind that obviously if you're taking your body in the back bend shape, you need length on the front body too. So we'll be working with that as part of our time together. So if you'd like to come to a comfortable seated position joining me on your mat, you can always sit in a chair, it's absolutely fine. Just make sure that you can sort of solidly connect with whatever you're sitting on with your sitting bones. And just lengthening up through the crown of your head. We'll bring one hand to the belly, one hand to the heart. Closing our eyes, we'll start to breathe together. Inhaling and exhaling. It's quite tempting to try and shape your breath into something that it isn't. So just be aware of your body breathing in and out. Maybe you've got awareness of the breath moving deep down, so perhaps the hand that's on your tummy is more aware of your body breathing. Maybe the hand that's at your heart centre is more aware of movement there as you inhale and exhale. It's just observing, it's an observational thing here. We're just literally watching our body breathe in and breathe out. And regardless of how and where you're feeling your breath, bring your attention now to your heart. So release your hand from your belly and gently rest it on top of the hand that's at the heart centre. I'd like you to draw your breath into this space. It's like you're leading, trying to bring your chest forwards as you inhale. Then as you exhale, just relax, almost melt your chest back towards your spine and allow the space between your shoulder blades to relax and open. Breathe in and breathe out. So we'll be leading a lot of our movements with the chest today, just to create that spaciousness, that openness. If you're interested in the background of this area of the body, the Anahata chakra, Anahata can sometimes be translated as unstruck sound. And it's, if you're interested in the elements, earth, fire, water, etc., its element is air. And when you beautifully open here, I don't mean extremely, I mean in a lovely, relaxed and supported way, you really do find compassion, joy and love in all parts of your life. And once you have it, then you have the ability to share it and bring it into other people's lives. Well done. So let's transition, translate then, to our hands and knees. So cat-cow, which is this, you bend your spine one way, then you arch at the other, but as you inhale, think of the chest coming forwards through and just lifting up slightly. Then as you exhale, if you can imagine your chest trying to curl in towards your navel. So as you breathe in, you'll feel the front of the chest, the heart opening. And as you breathe out, you'll feel the back of your heart, the space between your shoulder blades, also opening. So if you keep that going, inhaling, exhaling, you move with your eyes open or closed. The back of the heart can sometimes be associated with past events. So again, if you're holding on to something that isn't serving you well, that isn't having a positive impact on you, your life, then as you exhale, you can let it go from the back of the heart and out through the space between your shoulder blades. Let's just do that one more time. Good. Then inhale in a more neutral position and exhale, sit back on your heels. Child's pose. So if possible, forehead to the floor, arms draped either side of your legs, or you can support your head in any way that feels appropriate for you. So the front body here, as always, I'll sit up to chat to you when you stay in child's pose. The front body is relaxed and easy. The back body also relaxed, but because you're curling your body over your thighs or towards your thighs, you've got more of an arch to your spine. So again, you're still working on perhaps breathing in and out of that space between your shoulder blades. Now, human nature here, sometimes when you're guided to work in a specific area of the body, particularly with the breath, you can really start to over-breathe. So keep your breath really soft and relaxed, but just imagine, rather than breathing through your nose, you're breathing in and out of the space between your shoulder blades. And that might allow you to relax your breath a little bit more and also lengthen your breath. Well done. So once again, coming up to hands and knees, we'll just step the left foot forwards to the inside of the left hand, pressing away through the right heel, so the knee releases off the mat. Just spend a moment just settling into and sort of just easing into the hips, but allowing your chest, rather than to face the floor, then give your chest facing forwards, navel to spine just a little bit. Release that back knee, step your front foot back again, so you're on all fours. And we'll just go to the other side, so right foot forwards, tuck your left toes, push the heel away. So as you do that, the knee should release. Always keep your knee down if you prefer to do that, it's absolutely okay. And just take a few breaths, easing into the hips. But rather than, as I say, having your chest facing the floor, lift your gaze forwards and then try and lift your chest forwards too. Relaxing those collarbones. Shoulder blades sliding down your back. Good. This time from here, step your back foot to the front of the mat. Good. And rest. Bringing your hands onto your shins. So it's quite an active press here. As you breathe in, push against your shin bones to straighten your arms. Your chest lifts up a little bit. But lift the tailbone up. And once again, think of the chest going forwards and up slightly. Then exhale, slide your hands around the backs of the legs and draw your body in towards them. That's it. Hands to the shins again, press. Breathe in. Now this does create nice length and openness in the lower back as well. This little pressing, and then exhale, fold. Don't forget that little back bend action. Breathe in. Breathe out. This time as you breathe in, arms out and up. Palms together overhead, and as you exhale, right hand to the heart, left hand on top. And begin to connect with the beating of your heart. And don't worry if you can't find it, it's obviously there. It will make itself more known to you as we start to move our bodies a little bit more, so just have faith. So going through a few little variations of sun salutations, Surya Namaskar. Each time we move, we're going to wave to the floor mostly, but as we get to Surya Namaskar B, Sun Salute B, we'll be able to go a little stronger if we choose to do so. Okay, relax your arms down by your side. Good. Coming to the front of the mat if you're not there. Breathe in, arms out and up. As you exhale, this is where we're going to lead with the heart. So let your chest come forwards. You're in that back bend position now. As you come all the way down, maybe hands to the shins again, that's fine, or hands, fingertips to the floor. Breathe in halfway up into that little back bend position. As you exhale, soften the knees and step your left foot to the back of the mat, left knee down, untuck your toes. Breathe in, arms out and up and back ever so slightly, a nice wide arm position. Exhale, hands to the floor and step back to downward dog. One breath here, and then we move through plank. We touch the knees down, and we're going to go through back, sort of reverse down, through cobra to the floor. And you breathe back in to come up again to cobra. Exhale back down. If you can, on the exhalation, move to your hands and knees and downward dog. One breath in, downward dog. And then the same foot steps, but it steps forwards this time. So left foot steps forwards, right knee down. Good. Breathe in, arms out and up and back just a little bit. Shining your heart up rather than forwards. Exhale your hands to the floor. Tuck your back toes. Step your back foot to the front of your mat. Good. Hands to the shins or the floor. Breathe in halfway up. Exhale, fold. All the way up as you breathe in. Lead with your heart. Palms together overhead. Same hand position. Right hand to the heart, left hand on top. So you can find the beating of your heart now. So it might be a little bit more easy to find. Same thing again, but we're going to step with the right foot. Here we go, breathe in. Lead with your chest as you dive forwards. Inhale halfway up. Exhale, fold, step the right foot back, right knee down. Into your lunge. Breathing in, a little bit more of a back bend perhaps. Exhale, tuck your back toes, step back to downward dog. Through to plank, just briefly, knees down, untuck and wave your way down. Through cobra all the way to the floor. Breathe into cobra again, Bhujangasana. Exhale to your mat. Maybe inhale and exhale to get back to downward dog, or perhaps on empty you can move to downward dog where you'll take another breath in here, another breath out here, then you'll step your right foot forwards, left knee down. Breathing in, exhale, hands touch down, step your back foot to the front of your mat, halfway up, inhale, exhale as you fold, all the way up, lead with your chest, palms together overhead, same hand position, right hand to your heart, left hand on top. So not only perhaps will you become more aware of the beating of your heart, you'll also become aware of how your body needs to accommodate the strength element of the practice by perhaps allowing the breath to move and maybe even come into your mouth. So if you find you're breathing in and out of your mouth, that's absolutely fine. And release. So if you're happy to continue with that, you can repeat what we've just done. So the same sequence, stepping with your left foot first, backwards and forwards, and then stepping with your right foot backwards and forwards. Otherwise we go a tiny bit stronger this time. So rather than waving down, we're going to lower down through that yoga push-up position. Sometimes you might have heard the word chaturanga, which is kind of when you come to like a plank but with the arms at 90 degrees. We'll be doing that, but we will still be coming all the way down to the floor, but this time coming up into supported upward dog. So if you work with me and you've practiced yoga before, you'll be familiar with that anyway. Okay, same start position, everything kind of the same, but just a little bit more of a challenge as it requires a bit more strength. Good. Here we go, arms out and up, breathe in. Lead with your heart as you come forwards, breathing out. Halfway up, inhale, exhale. This time, rather than downward dog, if you're working more strongly, you'll step straight back, so step to plank pose. Good. Knees up or down if you prefer. So let's do knees down first. You can come forwards and lower to the floor. Press into the hands and lift to supported upward dog, so your knees are still down, but your hips are up and you're opening and allowing the chest to widen and broaden. Your shoulder blades are also relaxed and your collarbones are broad too. Good. Now either hands and knees or tuck your toes just to help transition and transition back to downward dog. So there's no lunge in this little sequence. If you're happy to work more gently, you can just continue with that little lunge. Then we'll look forwards, we'll walk, or maybe step to the front of the mat. Come up halfway, inhale, exhale, fold. Sweep the arms out and up, and we'll go straight down for our second repetition. Halfway up, inhale, exhale, step, plank. Knees up or down, lower to the floor. Supported upward dog, tuck your toes, exhale, downward dog. One breath in downward dog, walk or step to the front of the mat, coming up halfway, inhale, exhale, fold, all the way up, lead with your heart, hands back to your heart, use your hand position today, one hand, the heart, right hand, left hand on top, and re-find your breath, rediscover your heartbeat with gratitude. Relax. So we're going to do the same thing, but we're going to add a lunge this time. The lunge will be a higher lunge, still referred to as a runner's lunge, a West demo for you, but this time the knee will be up. Okay, so we'll do a sort of a high lunge version of what we did with the knee down, and then we'll step to plank rather than downward dog. Continue with that softer sequence if you prefer, or you can lie down on your mat for a couple of moments and join back in when you're ready. Good. Here we go. Breathing in, arms out and up. Leading with the heart as you exhale forwards and down. Halfway up, Ardha Uttanasana. Good. Exhale. Good. Step your left foot back. Left knee stays up. Breathe into your crescent lunge. Exhale, hands to the floor. Step back to plank pose. And the knees down or up. Lower through each other under to the floor. This time, full upward dog if it's your thing. Flip over the toes. Exhale, downward dog. Take a breath in downward dog. Then if it helps you to step your foot, look forwards and step your left foot forwards. Right knee stays up. Back foot is strong, so keep pressing that heel away as you come up. Hands to the floor. Step your back foot to the front of the mat. Halfway up, inhale, lead with your heart. Exhale, fold. All the way up, lead with the heart again. Hands come back to the chest for one breath. It's tricky doing talking actually. Relax your arms. And again, breathe in. Breathing out. Ardha Uttanasana to Uttanasana. Good, this time we step the right foot back, coming up to that lunge. Crescent lunge, exhale, step back plank. Lower through chaturanga all the way to the floor. Upward dog, downward dog, one breath. Look forward if it helps, step your right foot, left knee stays up. Breathing in, so your arms are up, but in a nice V shape. Again, you're aiming to shine your heart up towards the sky. Hands to the floor, step your back foot to the front of the mat. Halfway up, inhale. Exhale, fold. Breathe in as you lift. Exhale, hands to your heart. And, maybe this is a bit of a surprise, we're going to come down for a sneaky shavasana. So you might like to sigh your breath away like I have just done. And let's go back to that original hand position where we had one hand on the belly, one hand at the heart. You may spontaneously put your left hand in one place, your right hand in the other. That's okay, just let it be, go with the flow today. Well done. And then if you'd like to carry these onto your chest and come up into a little bit of a ball, maybe rock from side to side. And I think what we'll do is we'll rock up to seated, and we'll go straight to Shalabhasana Locust actually, rather than coming back up for Sun Salute B. just so we've got time to work on the back strengthening aspect. So if you'd like to swing around and then come onto your tummy, initially just rest your head on your hands stacked under your forehead. And come back to your breath. Maybe you especially aware of the chest as you inhale, because you have that connection with the floor and the mat. And then as you exhale, your chest melts down, but feel the shoulder blades relax away from each other and the space there widen and soften. So our first version of this back strengthening pose will be forehead down. I'll chat to you with my head up, say talking to the floor. And your arms will be draped by your side. So I'll just show you that now. So your arms are draped by your side. You're going to keep at least your fingernails on the floor the whole time, even when you lift your body up. Try not to lift your arms up. Okay? Good. So set yourself up. And I'd like you to also, before you lift, find your toenails, even your little toenails, and try and get them all pressing down into the floor. Keep them pressing down the whole time. The legs are going to stay on the mat. Good. So we'll lift and lower 5 times, and then we'll come up a 6th time, and we'll stay up for a few breaths. Good. Here we go. Inhale as you come up. Lead with your chest from this position. Exhale as you come back down. And again, lift and lower. 3. 4. Keep those feet pressing. Relax your shoulders. 5. Well done. Now this time we'll come up. We'll stay up just for a couple of breaths, lifting a tiny bit higher with each inhale. Then we'll release down. And this time keep your arms as they are. Turn your head to the left. And just let your heels flop away from each other. And your body melt into your mat. Making sure that your elbows are slightly softened so your shoulders can relax. Close your eyes for a few breaths. Well done. So coming back to that same posture, this time working with the legs. So just to remind you, as you lift, the leg lifts as a solid line, and try not to bend at your knee, and keep your hip pressing. So if you're trying to get your leg higher, you may just tip over so you can lift your leg up. Don't worry about the height of the leg, just keeping the hips connected to the floor and lifting that leg with the support of the back muscles, the belly muscles, and the glutes, of course. Same hand position, hands and forehead will stay down. We'll start with the left leg. We'll just do a couple on each side, then we'll do a couple with both legs together. So breathe in with the left leg. Exhale, lower down. And again, breathe in with the right leg. Exhale, lower down. Now you can keep your forehead resting. If you're okay to bring your chin to the floor, you can bring your chin to the floor, so you're looking forwards. So it makes it a little bit stronger, so make sure you choose the right option for yourself today. Breathe in, lift the left leg. Exhale as you lower. And again, the right leg. Exhale as you lower. Good. One more on each side, so just individual lifts. And be really honest with yourself here, so that you're not just rolling to get the leg higher. Good, this time 2 more with both legs lifting. Breathe in, lift. Exhale, lower. Breathe in, lift. Exhale, lower. Turn your head to the right. Relax. So this is kind of like a prone version of Shavasana. So just relax in the same way you would as if you were lying on your back, the way we did a moment ago, when we just had a sneaky Shavasana after our sun salutations. Well done. So for locust, we'll come up onto the forearms first for Sphinx. And then we'll come back down and we'll have a go at the full version of locust pose. So in Sphinx, the most important, well, one of the most important things is the position of your elbows, really. I do see quite a lot sometimes in classes where people have the hands too near to them, so the elbows are either out to the side or back here, so it's really hard to support yourself. So this is supported posture. So your forearms are there to support you, your shoulders are going to be back and down, and again, rather than your chest rounding or coming to face the floor, it's smiling forwards. Your heart is smiling. A little bit of lift of the navel to the spine so the lower back doesn't get too crunchy. Good. Have a sneaky look where your elbows are, because we're going to come up into Cobra now. If you prefer to repeat Sphinx, then you can repeat Sphinx. Either way, you just adjust your hands if you're working more slowly, but then we'll lower the forehead back down so everybody gets a little rest. If you're in Sphinx, just swing your elbows out to the side. So you'll breathe in to come up into Sphinx again or into Cobra. You'll stay up as you breathe out. You'll shine your heart. Just 2 more breaths. Try not to over-squeeze the glutes. And then release back down. This time, re-stack your hands under your forehead. Maybe bend the legs and just kind of windscreen wipe them from side to side. Good. So coming back to locust, with the hands in a slightly different position, please feel free to repeat either arms by your side, lift the upper body, keeping your upper body down, lift the legs. Okay? Otherwise, we're going to have a go at both ends, lifting up. So we're going to interlink the fingers. The palms are away from each other, so we've got what I call an open basket. You're going to reach, lifting the arms up ever so slightly. So the idea is you imagine that some really kind person had their hands kind of cupped around yours, and they're just going to pull them towards the back of the mat as you lift, and that will help you lift up. Okay, so keeping the arms more or less parallel to the mat, in line with the shoulders. Breathe in and breathe out. Then as you breathe in, lift the upper body, stay there as you breathe out. Then as you breathe in, lift the legs, stay there as you breathe out. Breathe in, lift a little higher, and exhale, bring everything back down to the mat. And make your way back to child's pose, nice and slowly. And notice the value of what we in yoga call counter poses, which is when you change the shape. So you go completely the opposite direction that you were in a moment ago. So we're now countering that forward lifting of the chest with a rounding of the spine. Well done. So let's come up to sit on our mats. Just pop my mat back so my legs are still there for you. And we're going to come to half spinal twist. So we've got both legs straight. We're going to bend the right leg. And please just remember your options here. You can stay in this position as we turn towards that leg. Okay, that's fine. We can skip the leg over. We can curl the left heel towards the outside of your right hip. Either way, the right hand is going to come to the floor behind you. So you'll breathe in and sweep your left arm forwards and up. As you breathe out, just bend it to 90 degrees and slowly draw the elbow across. The most gentle approach is to press the elbow on top of the knee so you keep it length in the spine, and then gently turn your shoulders to the right. If you want to go a little deeper, then you'll take your elbow to the outside of the knee. The final version, which should have no impact on your spine, so it shouldn't allow you to collapse, is you just come a little further around so the knee is more towards the outside of that shoulder. And then gently allow your head to float. If you'd like to go a little further, you can straighten out the left arm and hold on to the right foot. As I say, whatever you've chosen should have no impact on how long and tall your spine is. Well done. As you breathe in, lengthen. As you breathe out, I just like to think of sighing away from the pose. So if you just kind of release whatever you've got hold on, sort of gently return your body to that forward facing position. Stretch out your left leg if it was bent. Step your right foot back over if you'd stepped it to the outside. Then let the knee drop down and out to the side. So we're going into a twist again and a side angle, side bend. So the back of the left hand is going to come onto the floor. Let's just start with the right arm behind the back as we slide the back of the left hand down and down and down. So for me, I can comfortably get to the floor. So my hand will be able to come around the foot. So the fingers, it's like a lobster claw again, but you spin it round. So the thumb's on the top of the foot and the fingers are on the back of the foot. And in that position, you can brace your arm and your knee against each other. You might be quite high with the back of your hand on the floor. Remember, this is your yoga. So just trust your instincts and be where you need to be. Good. And then what we'll do is we'll roll that right shoulder up to the ears as we breathe in. And as we breathe out, we'll turn the shoulders to the right, the chest to the right, but also think of it maybe turning up a little bit. You can stay here. Maybe take the right arm up and maybe over, gently, perhaps grabbing that left foot with the right hand. Maybe your arms at the diagonal, maybe your arms up, maybe your right arm is still behind your back. Just take a few breaths here. Again, just although we've asked the body to be in a nice kind of slightly different shape, we're going to imagine we're breathing in through the heart center and breathing out through the back of the heart, the space between the shoulder blades, which might be a little bit more challenging in this shape, in this pose. Parivrtta Shirshasana. So just give yourself permission to release between the shoulder blades. Good. On your next out breath, just start to turn your body down towards the floor. So if you've got your arm over, that's okay. And then your hands come either side of the leg. You're breathing halfway up. Exhale, leading with your heart, come forwards and down over that straight leg. If your knee is uncomfortable in this position, you can just stretch the leg out to the side and still come over that left leg as you exhale. Good, we'll inhale back up, exhale in an upright position. Draw that leg in, straighten it out. And we'll just sit in Dandasana for a few breaths, so shoulders up, back and down, legs extended in front. Just really aware of this area of the body. Good. And we're doing that all on the other side. So we'll start with the half spinal twist, Ardha Chandrasana. So right leg straight, left leg bent. Remember your options, foot in, out, bending the straight leg if you'd like to. Left hand to the floor behind, breathing right arm forward and up. Exhale, pop your elbow onto your knee, or take it slightly to the outside, or go a little further, spinning your shoulders to the left. Your head will float. Maybe you can straighten out that bent arm and grab hold of the left foot with the right hand. But just to remind you, if your spine is beautifully long, if you start to change the angle and position of the arm and your spine has to kind of collapse down for you to do that, just go back a step until you can find that length and openness through your spine. Breathing through the heart and releasing and relaxing through the back of the heart, the space between your shoulder blades as you let your breath go. Well done. Remember that little sigh. And then softly return to your forward facing position. Stretching out the right leg if it's bent, stepping the foot back in and allowing the knee to gently fall out to the side. Remember, you can take that leg out straight if you wish. Back of the right hand on the floor, left arm behind the back. Just start to slide. So you're in a forward bend position here. We haven't started to turn. So just find your forward bend position first. Maybe you've got that funky, what I call reverse lobster claw position here. We're going to roll the left shoulder up to the ears as we breathe in. And as we breathe out, turn the shoulders to the left, right side of the chest. Maybe think it doesn't have to face up, just have the intent of the chest turning up towards the sky. And then you've got the option to release that left arm over, maybe holding on to the right foot with the left hand. Maybe the diagonal arm up, or perhaps you've chosen to keep your arm resting softly behind your back. So your next exhalation allows your body to softly turn to face the floor. Then you bring both hands either side of the straight leg. You breathe in and lift up halfway, and you exhale, come all the way back down. With real awareness on the back of the heart here as you inhale and exhale. And then gently come into your upright position. We're going to find Dandasana again. Shoulders up, back and down. And as you sit in Dandasana, I'm just going to close this blind because the sun is starting to come in quite strongly and it can affect the quality of the video. Hate to block it out, that's better. Good. So we're in Dandasana together. Spine is long. Good. And from Dandasana, we're just going to roll down. So either with your legs bent, you can walk your hands back, but if you want to go a little stronger, sweep your arms forwards. If you turn to face me, you want to spin round so you've got your mat long again. Shoulders back and down. As you exhale, think of the base of the spine first, connecting with the mat. So taking your time to roll down, particularly that upper back and middle back, that sometimes just wants to thud down to the floor. Control it for as long as you can. And then just be aware of the weight of your head on your mat. Well done. So we're going to work with bridge pose. So rebend the legs. Position of the feet we're looking for is they're about shoulder, hip width apart, somewhere in between those 2 points. And you're walking your feet towards you rather than each other until perhaps you can just tickle the back of your heel with your middle finger. So if you can, brilliant. If not, just as close as you can be. Arms by the side, fingers spread. We're going to use the arms to help us lift. So breathe in to come up, to bridge. And then breathe out, roll back down. So as you breathe in, rolling the spine, unpeeling the spine. As you breathe out, reconnecting from the top of the spine, the middle of the spine, right down to that tailbone. Good. One more, breathe in, up. And breathe out, down. This time as you breathe in, lift up into bridge, but take both arms up and overhead. And as you breathe out, stay up, sigh your breath away. If you can, on empty, melt your chest back down to your mat, keeping your arms overhead. Rolling down through your spine. Once everything's back, then allow your hands to touch down. Then take your breath in and let your breath go. Good, so we do one more variation of bridge. So you can repeat exactly what we've just done, or this is more dynamic, so even if you're repeating, you'll be moving up and down a little bit more dynamically. So same arm position. If you can, bringing your feet a bit closer to you, remember not each other, but just walking back this way rather than in. If you can hold onto the front of your ankles, then that's exactly what you'll do. So you're shortening the gap now between the head and the heels, so your spine has to kind of arch up a little bit more. Okay, so we'll lift as we breathe in, lower back down as we breathe out. Up and down, up and down. 2 more, up and down, up and down. Well done. Let's take the feet as wide as the mat. We take the arms up as we breathe in, lifting up into bridge. Stay here as you breathe out. Just soften the elbows into that bent position again, 90-degree angle, elbows in line with shoulders. And as much as it might be easier for you to think about breathing into the belly, take 5 good breaths into the heart center. Knees are facing in the same direction as the feet. So just pressing the knees slightly away from each other. One more. Well done. Keeping your arms in that same position as you slowly lower down. Heel toe your feet and knees together. Then allow the knees to open, soles of the feet touching. One hand on the belly, one hand on the heart. And again, just find the breath. Just allow your breath to be, and just notice where it is. So in this shape, Supta Baddha Konasana, we allow the shape that we've made with the body to create that lovely passive back bend. So even here, we've got that slight arching of the back, keeping that openness in the chest, the front body. Well done. And gently release your hands. Bring your hands to the outside of your knees, legs, and use your hands to push your knees up and together. Both knees come onto the chest. You're going to curl up into a tight ball again. And imagine you're breathing in and out of the space between your shoulder blades. For the last time today anyway with me. Relax your shoulders. Well done. Then lay yourself back down. Take a breath on the floor. And then when you're ready, we're going to come up for a little bit of a seated meditation. I'll come a tiny bit closer to you. There we go. That's it. So we're going to start our little heart meditation by finding a comfortable seated position, just as we did at the beginning. Any comfortable cross-leg position, Sukhasana, easy pose, one leg folded in front of the other. You can tuck your foot in between one folded leg if that feels good. You can find a chair, anywhere that you can sit with your spine nice and tall. Relax your shoulders. Notice the openness to the chest. And bringing your palms lightly together. And then observing the long line of the thumbs, allow that area to gently press into the sternum or the breastbone at the level of your heart. And you may notice a little notch where your knuckles kind of magically fit. Beginning to breathe slowly, smoothly and deeply. Feel the breath in the belly and the chest. And whether your eyes are closed or open, soften the gaze. Letting go of any thoughts or distractions. Letting the mind focus on feeling the breath move in and out of the body. once your mind feels quiet and still. Bring your focus to the light pressure of your thumbs, pressing against your chest, and reconnect with the beating of your heart. And now gently rub your palms together, creating warmth and energy in the palm of your hands. Placing the right palm on your chest once more, the left hand on top, and with your eyes closed, feel the centre of your chest warm and radiant and full of energy. And now begin to visualize this energy as an emerald green light, radiating out from the centre of your heart into the rest of your body, feeling it flowing out into your arms and hands, and flowing back into your heart. Stay with this visualization for a few more breaths. And now gently release the palms. Begin to take your arms sort of out to the side, elbows bent in towards the waist, palms facing up to the ceiling. Keeping your shoulders relaxed and the chest open, allow the elbows to lift up slightly. And begin to feel or visualize this green light energy flowing out of your palms and into the world. And you can allow it to go to wherever you'd like it to go, perhaps to a cause you're passionate about, to a loved one, or anywhere you feel it needs to be. To bring this short, hard meditation to a conclusion, as you breathe in, take your arms up towards the sky, palms together overhead. As you exhale, bring your hands back and through the heart center, lightly touching your palms to the earth. Take a moment or two here before moving on with the rest of your day.